been a little while since I came on here. I hope everyone's day has been good on um this Tuesday today. Um, my day's been pretty good. All I've done today is I've just been not really. I've been just doing typical things, y'all. Um, like I vacuumed my house today and just doing normal adult stuff, but nothing too extreme. And also just been relaxing today too, and talking with friends of mine. So, um, yeah. But anyway, if anyone on here is a new subscriber or is new to the channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber who's been here before, or you've been here from a recent live, welcome back. Or if you're one of my mods, welcome back. Please make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell down below, aka setting, hopefully everyone, for those of you who are new, be sure you guys do press the notification bell to set it for all notifications so you get all updates on whenever I post a video or a live stream or anything on here. So you never miss anything new that could come out or I happen to post around that timeline. But anyway, please make sure you guys also feel free to like and subscribe as well on top of everything so we can get the YouTube algorithm going and it shows YouTube that we're one of those weird that YouTube that y'all love what you're seeing and it shows YouTube that they've got a good group of people who are engaging on here. Hey there, how are you doing? I I think I but yeah. So that's just what's going on there. You guys oh and here we go with the chat. Let me keep up with everybody's chats. And hey there. Um at I can tell you're new, so welcome. That's good. Let's see. Jacob, I could tell you're new as well. Are you catching anything? Are you catching anything? If so, what kind of... Anyway, thanks for asking. Of course. Um, oh, thanks on your comment there. Jacob, I'm not fishing. That's funny how you say that. Yes. 18, what are you meaning by this? Like, I see what you're saying, but what? Hey there, how you doing, y'all? For those of you who are just joining. What is my... Oh, what's my favorite color? Pink. First of all, thank you for that question. And that's a good point for me to bring up. I do bring this up in most lives. Also, please, for everyone else here that is in here, please be sure with questions you do ask stuff that is appropriate. So, for example, that question was perfect. So, stuff in the lines of that. Nailed it. Thank you so much on your comment. Alimu. I'm gonna say the best I can on that. I very appreciate it. Do you Yes, I am a believer in the Lord, and He is truly amazing, and He can help anyone when they need it, especially during hard times, you know, because everyone on here goes through something, It can be anything. Do you read the book? I'll tell you this, I try my best to, because I mean, life gets busy sometimes, but I can the best the way I'm trying to word that is a full answer I would say is I do the best I can at trying to put myself into it more. And I'm trying to make that a goal for the years to at points, at least for a good few minutes of the day, to at least read something of his word, whether if it's just a simple verse or if it's me just completing a study or something. Stuff like that that revolve around him and not just okay, do 2 minutes of this, but make it to where I've got more time in his word and actually learn to understand him and know his voice pretty well and all that. Oh, thanks. Who just said that? Oh, I think someone else popped their hand. Let me look through my text. My chat is like going cuckoo. Hang on, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody because y'all. It might take me a second to respond because I'm talking at the same time. So, oh, here you go. This is where I left off. It's right here. That's a cool name. Thanks. Thanks. I mean, they're chipping off because the color, just the polish itself, it's just getting old just from it being there for a good few weeks. You know. But okay, good. Okay, good. I thought I was had to take 5 minutes just to kick off the chat. Um. Uh. Thanks. I actually have two braids in. It's just you can't really see. I mean, actually now you can right here, but I'm gonna pull it out so you can see it. Actually, I will say this. I've had my hair in braids for like 2 days now. Like this is day two of them being still in there, which is pretty good. I mean, I've kind of started doing that. That's just kind of funny and all that. But yeah, so let me see here. According to what, Han, do you believe in the children of Israel? According to what the Bible say? I mean, I haven't read far into. I'm trying to remember because my brain's going in. I mean, I could. Oh gosh, I need to look into that more actually at some point. But pray for us. We if have mentioned today and tomorrow. I am happy if you are participate with us. Yes, I will definitely pray for everyone for sure. I will. I'll say as I live in the U.S. Nice, nice. They still look good. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I will say yes. Like I said, northern parts there's a. It's just because, things like this don't stick for like that long, but they do stick for a good amount of time to where it can last you long enough to, you know, get you through what you were wearing them for. Like I was wearing them for an event a couple weeks back that I went to that was out of town in my area. And so, and it actually did kind of last me a little bit of Easter, so it was surprising too. So I was very shocked that it actually lasted me a pretty good amount of time as well. Y'all, let's go with the likes. Keep those going. Let's see. I have almost the same. Oh, really? Almost the same glasses frames. That's so cool. Yeah, I love these. I love the fact that they're like a see-through pink on the bottom and then a black on top. I like the combo. Just I don't know. It just looks really cool, but also the style of them too. Like it just really fits really well, you know. And I kind of like the sides of them too. because they're kind of more like, see, almost like, what would I call it? Like they're almost goldish from my, well, I think it's because the lighting perspective it's hitting it, but it's almost, it could be like in between gold and rose gold kind of thing. And I kind of like that they're a smidge skinny, but not skinny to where it would, it would feel weird. But a good, but a good enough, um, skinny where it wouldn't drive me crazy. Because even I'm so particular with how things fit me, just because of sensory stuff. But you can't control what works and what doesn't. So, yeah. They're basically kind of like a rose gold to a gold from the light perspective. Um, but yeah. Keep asking questions down in the comments for those of you who are just joining in. Um, and all that. We're just hanging out right now. It's been a couple days since I came in here. Like I said, you guys, adulthood's one thing, but of course, when you get busy with things, it's like it gets hectic without knowing it. And so, hang on, let me take my second round of my epileptic medication really quickly. So, give me just a moment. And yes, for those of you that actually, hang on, I'll explain it just a minute for those of you who are new. Okay, sorry about that. I was taking my last round of meds that were needed. And so, thankfully, now I am done for the day until tomorrow. And yeah, so for those of you who don't know this side of me, I am an epileptic and I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was when I was a baby. So somewhere in, I forgot the exact age I was, but it was somewhere within those in that timeline. I think it was either when I was a couple of months born or a little bit older in my baby stages. But it's like I said, for it being 20 years ago, that's one thing. And like I said, the best I can say about it is like I said, I was diagnosed when I was a baby, but I was also born with it too. But it just didn't get diagnosed till like later on, or at least a few months after. But like I said, age for sure do not remember, but you know, epilepsy is one of those conditions where only thing you can do throughout the rest of your life is to manage it the best you can and get on the right meds that work best for your seizures and all the things to just go out the day. And at one point during my journey with it, I had to have major brain surgery when I was almost 2 on September 4th, 2007. So I was only a month away from being 1. I mean 2, excuse me. I was only a month away from being 2 years old at that time. And it was basically I think a 10, almost a 10-hour surgery, I think. From what I've remembered hearing, which is crazy to think that, but also I am I just thank God that I'm glad that I did that long time that we did that because I mean, I'm not saying if we did it, it would be deadly, but in my case, I will say this too. At one point, doctors did say that, uh, that I might not really be able to either walk, talk, or do any of the things people my age right now are doing. And y'all, look at me right now. I proved them wrong 20 years later. I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm standing, I'm doing all things that the doctor said that might not be a potential. But also, y'all, that's God too, in between all that. Because even God can just prove you for the good and not what professionals say. Even though they went to school and know this, but there's people that can totally blow your mind. Like for myself, especially, and all that. So I'm beyond lost for that. Hey there, gosh, Martinez. I'm gonna say it that way because that's your name on here. Um, Also, I'm gonna bring this up really quickly. Just for reference, by the way, please be sure you guys don't try to spam in the comments like certain things over and over because the YouTube administrators on here can permanently kick you off. Not me, not a mod, an administrator, aka YouTube itself. So I just want to say that right now. And thankfully it's been a while too since that's had to ever happen. So let's try to keep that going. But I'm just gonna say it right now while we're still pretty early into it. And so, um, yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying, just a friendly reminder to those of you that are coming in here. But it's also a good thing to add to. And yeah, but and if for those of you that are wanting to know why I had to have that brain surgery in the first place, it's because my seizure activity was getting to a point where even trying certain stuff wasn't doing it when I was a kid, aka baby back at that time. And so it's kind of like you're trying to work out stuff and it's like you're trying one thing after the other and it's either it's not working or it's close to working, but then it just goes back to it's almost like you're trying to go back to that state kind of deal. But with this surgery though, y'all, I'm thankful we did it because they removed most of the right side of my brain just to control my seizures from getting out of hand. And let me say this, for for really sorry, my boyfriend texted me. Just a little cute little text. Oh my god. Even I'm thankful for him every day. But yeah. Um but yeah, like one of the things is with it, it's just itch. I got an itch going on. But I hate kind of when that happens when even you're talking mid sentence. But yeah, because the thing is, they removed most. I mean, most, y'all. If anyone in your heads right now were to draw a circle, like imagine it for a second, like if you were to draw a circle and then just draw a line in the middle, they removed the right half of that completely, like mostly completely of the right side of my brain just to control my seizures and a chance at living. And y'all, let me say this. There's not that many people, like, if I can think this thoroughly, I don't know how many people out there can actually, like, I mean, yes, of course there's gonna be people that are gonna be able to live that, but it's pretty rare for a lot of people to live with half a brain. But for someone who's went through a lot back then, but also that needed it to happen, I'm blessed. And all that just to be living today. And that I'm a 20-year-old girl who is living the life to the fullest and just living each day like any other. And mind these flyways, y'all. Don't look at that. Anyway, um, The like button, welcome back. How are you doing? I just noticed that, I mean, I did see your little comment. I was still talking through, so it took me a second. But how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. It's been a minute. But anyway, um, y'all, let's go keep tapping the likes if anyone is coming in the chat, which is awesome. But yeah, it's one of those things where, um, yeah, it's one of those things where when when you get diagnosed with something like that, or even crazier, to where you have to either remove a part of something of you that you think, how many people would survive with it? It's literally me beating the odds of all that, which is insane. I'm not gonna lie. Making it, I have had some rehabilitation. I had to get. Oh, really? Wow. I hope that everything's been going smoothly though, because, oh, golly, and all that. But yeah, like I said, for those of you that are just popping in here and all that, hopefully you guys are doing well and staying safe out there because it's crazy out there these days. So, but yeah, with me, it was like back in that day, it was crazy to think about. But like I said, 20 years later, I'm standing, I'm doing all things that doctors could be saying that could have been likely, but nope, beating the odds. And that's what you do, you guys. Whenever you have to ever hear words like that from a professional, don't don't try to think it like that. Because, I mean, we all know we can beat odds like that. Because at the end of the day, we're all amazing on here. We all can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Which that's a good point I just brought up right there to think about it. And also for people, and let me say this, it kind of like points like me, like I come on here just to, I mean, let me say this, I don't come on here just to come on here with you guys. I come on here just to kind of bring a little good out there. Especially, well, these days it's all crazy with just people being jerks and not acting age appropriate and all that. And so, um, but also I come on here just to share little parts of me that other people don't see. And even though even I've been doing content for at least a year and a half or two. Well, I mean, at one point I did do content during my school years, but then I stopped at one point because I got too crazy. But then after I graduated high school, came back at it. And since then, kept going with it. But also another thing about me too is I've got an amazing boyfriend who I'm proud to call him mine, and I'm just proud for that God put him in my life for a purpose. And he's been nothing but amazing to me. And so, but yeah. Anyway, I'm so a and making it. Okay, sorry, I was looking at where I was last time. Read something. So I'm a double AP for the military, and then I was involved in a car crash recently. What? Wow, that's crazy. Exactly. Wow. The like button, that is crazy. I am definitely so sorry you had to go through that. And let me say this, you also, again, for someone like you who went through that, because, man, trying to think about that must have been difficult. honestly. Like, not just the thing itself, but then going through all the crazies just to get at least parts of you to where you could be still standing, like, in your own gut, you know? Because people like you and me have a lot to say behind that. And even with anyone on here that has like it doesn't have to be medical. It can be either something motivated you from like maybe a friend of yours or um there's something or maybe a quote that really just stands out and you live by it or just a word that goes with your life a little bit or scripture too. Like I will say this, you guys. Um when I was a senior in high school, which will be almost 2 years ago. I cannot think that twice. Which would be exactly almost 2 years ago on May 17th. Um, I remembered y'all, I had to get the news that I had to transfer schools my second semester, and for anyone who's ever had to be in that situation, but not just okay, early in the year or even middle school, okay, not a big deal. But y'all, I will say this right now. When you have to hear that news, but as a senior in high school, out of any year to transfer, that's the worst year to transfer schools. Because because the thing is, you have had a vision of graduating in the current school you were in and with all the people there because of how amazing they were and how many friends you've made. And so for me to hear that I had to transfer from where I used to go to school at in my area, from where my boyfriend was and my best friend named Asia was, and a lot of my friends that I went to school with. It was pretty hard on me knowing that I wasn't able to physically graduate with them, but um toward the end, I graduated though with a high school diploma at the end of it, and I ended up going to a school where they did pretty good with me. I met some friends there too that also were pretty awesome. And I definitely have had some pretty cool friendships I met along the way. But I mean, the thing is, it's hard during that transition to go from, oh, the excitement and vision planning in your head to finding out that you have to transfer, which sucks for anyone, not just me, but for anyone, honestly. And so, hang on, I will pull up a little bit of me back in that time. So, give me a second. I'll pull up an image back in that timeline so you can see um a little bit of me as a senior. Give me just a second to pull that up though. Um, so anyway, for those of you that are still on here, just be sure you guys are saying hey and all that. Hang on, I'm almost here. Ooh, should I pull that out my pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I'm just trying to look at all the pics I have gotten. Oh, here we go. So this was me as a high school graduate, for those of you that want to see a pic of me back then. But that's just so crazy to think about. That was me almost 2 years ago, aka I was 18. Like all of us, like most of us would be, except for a few people. But that's just crazy. That's crazy to think that. That's wild. But yeah, that was 18-year-old male as a grad back then. Just crazy. And I'm 20, almost 21 years old now. I can't think that. I honestly cannot think that twice. Honestly. Okay, let me look at my chat to see what's been happening because I did see something come in my comments. But I volunteered and did my service to a country that has provided my service to man that's provided me this too much provided me. Oh wow. What? Hard men make good times make work, big weak men. Hand. Big weak men weak. Oh wow. That is definitely something. Wow. That is definitely something. Okay, wait. Give me a second. Over here, my face, that's making me crazy. But wow, that is definitely something for sure. But definitely has a pretty good bit too. Um, but yeah, and just so everyone does know, anyone in this live right now, y'all are never alone, whether if it's medical related or not. You are never going through anything on your own because none of us shouldn't have to go through anything by ourselves because if we just had to do that on our own, we would just we would be in a bad state of mind at that point. But no one doesn't deserve to go through anything alone whatsoever. Even the one thing we should know is that God is next to us. And this is also one of the things about this is we always have to make sure that we put God first before our own health, before work, anything. Even though health is number one, but in most circumstances, we put God first before ourselves because God is one of those. If we were to have a bad day, if we're going through a lot and we don't know who to run to, we run to Him for safety, and He will be there, just like He always is. And that's even why He sent His only Son to die on the cross for our sins, just to pay it forward. But He also didn't just die for our sins, He also died so we didn't have to suffer in pain no more. But y'all, for the 20 years I've lived, that's some of the stuff even I've learned. Is all of it. But also my life in church, it's like knowing one of the things that even I've just learned over the years is just to be thankful for what I have and just to know that I'm never alone. Even if there's a time where I'm having to feel the swings behind the camera. And y'all, there's a lot of us behind the scenes that go through a lot without knowing it personally. Because, it just, there's some people that hide emotion, some people that do show it. Y'all, on my channel, I show both sides. Like, I do give you guys a sneak of, like, non crazy times that do happen. Just so, because, y'all, the thing is, us as content creators, I even notice is we only tend to show the good, happy part of us. Reality is, y'all don't know what happens behind the camera each day. But there's been some lives I have cried out loud or just went through stuff in my head. I do show bits of that just to show that we're human. It's okay to feel different. It is okay to feel a certain way. We can't control how we feel every day. Like, actually, hang on, let me fix this chair. Um, probably way before I came on here, I was just going through, um, just just another one of my episodes where I just get, either a really bad headache or I get really dizzy or both, just depending on the day. And, y'all, that thing for me is never new. And it's just medication side effect related, so it's nothing alarming for me. But the only things in those situations I can do, a headache, of course I can take pain meds. I think what's crazy, I don't think I took meds, but it kind of did slow down, so I'll kind of wait a little bit, but if it does go back, I will take meds after that. And then if it's just dizziness, I just sit down or lay down because, especially that's the only thing you can do about it. But also, um, you can also just pause and slow down from what you're doing because the more you just push yourself, you're just gonna make yourself feel worse. Hey there, I think you're new off that, but how are you doing? Um, there's hands. I'm gonna say it that way. But hopefully you're doing well. Exactly. Yes, and I do most I can, and there's bits, of course, I do post you guys on here. There's just parts of me that do kind of run out of ideas. So that's even why that there's been times I'm not really post for a good long period, or if I do think of something, it's like, okay, we're doing this idea. Because, that's one thing too. But yeah. Hey there, Shadow. How are you doing? I can tell you're new. Can you show? Yeah, yes. Shadow, big shadow by me. Actually, that's a good thing too, because you are a first timer. So definitely a big shout. Actually, I will just say this now. A big shout to all of you who are new here that are coming in this chat. Thank you for just helping out, support. But also let me say, that's what a community does. Is we all come together, new or returning. We all come together on this channel as a community, not just as people, you know? Thank you. I very appreciate it. Y'all, let's go with the likes. Keep those tapping. As well, I need a point before these here do it. Anyway. Please. Anyway. That's just what's happening there. Oh, and I'm gonna have to rebraid this here. That's actually just on this side, not this side. But this is what I know I kind of do have to. So, hang on, let me find my little. Okay, it's right here. I need to. Hang on. I've been scrolling through lives, and you're the kindest person I've scrolled upon. Oh, thanks. I very appreciate it. Yeah, there's people out there these days that can be total jerks, and they just don't know how to act mature. So, we gotta give a lot of us grace out there just because you never know what we're going through. But also, you never know what's going on itself. But some people, they just have to learn to act better than what they do. Because, y'all, within the 20 years I've lived, I know how to act age appropriate on here. So don't ever, no one else will approach a live on my end that will be ridiculous, unlike others. Because even on my channel, I show both sides. I literally show the good of this, the badness, and just times where if I'm down, you know? Because the thing is, because the reality though is, you guys know, if anyone looks through other channels, no one doesn't always see on. I mean, some channels will show up, but not all of them do. But there's some channels on here that just do. They don't really give you full um emotions out there, but they also don't show it. They like they kind of just make us look and think they have a good old life together when they don't. Y'all, no one doesn't. All right, that's just the truth. We all think, oh, how do they have such a good life without complaints? Well, they probably do have complaints. They just don't, they just choose to mask it behind the camera. Unlike me, where I show maybe parts of it in between, which is, that shows that you're human and not just a person trying to put an act to it, you know? Because that's just what it is, y'all. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna have to repair this. I just only have this. See, I did just say a minute ago that it wasn't gonna need to be there, but it looks like it's now gonna have to. But it's only about halfway though. It's not like actually this is what my hair kind of looks like right now. Not gonna lie. I'm doing good. What about you there? Ank. How did I even say your name without me butchering it? Anky, that's the best way we're gonna call you that until I can come up with something. But hopefully you're doing well. You're still okay. My braid's gonna go right about here, and then I'm gonna redo it, just like I was doing. So, y'all be sure you guys are asking questions and just make sure it's age appropriate, is all I do say. Because I'm not trying to, you know, deal with no one. And I'm thankful for those of you who have been being respectful in here and just knowing what to do. I very appreciate it. And also, just a big shout out to everyone who is joining. That really shows a lot of support and all that. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well though. I'm trying to think anything on top of that's me so I can bring off here. For the okay, probably to do a little get to know me real quick with those of you who are just coming in here. Um, my name is Sunset Queen up on my channel. I am 20 years old. I live in the US. I've lived in the US for like most of my life. I will say that off bat. I love the Lord, which is always a good thing to do. Trying to think here. I graduated high school back in 2024, so almost exactly 2 years ago, on May 17th, which is bizarre to think about that it was almost 2 years ago. Welcome back, Shadow. Let's see. I am 5'3". Even though doctors are literally are saying I'm 5'2". Because the thing is, at one point in life, I was told I was 5'3", but then I was hearing I was 5'2", and then I'm hearing back to 5'3" and then 5'2.5". Cause y'all, that's just weird. I'm like, okay, we do not shrink in our 20s. We shrink in our late 60s. So I usually just use 5'3" as just a normal reference. Cause y'all, I don't look like I could be 5'2". I really don't. Cause I feel like if you could look at a 5'2" person to me, you can tell why. But um, yeah, okay, there we go. That's better. See, that's why I went back to just refix half my braids, but not everything, because, you know, that's the best part with my hair, too, is I can just go back a little bit and just fix my normal. And that's cool with it. What else do I know about myself I can share with you guys? Like I said, what else? Oh, what else is said about me I can share about myself? Uh, I will. Hmm. Like I said, I'm 20 years old. I'm almost 21 in October. I'm a Libra, for those of you that are wanting to know zodiac references. Um, my favorite color is pink, which I actually answered. So far, I actually answered that question way earlier by one of you guys in here. Um, yeah, those are just a little bit of things about me to get to know me just a little bit. For those of you that are new, um, let's see. If anyone, and then also my favorite kind of music genre, it kind of varies a lot. Like mine's anywhere between country to like romance stuff, like I or two in one. I kind of will call it like that, where either it's a mix of either country with romance um pop with a little bit of it, um or maybe just anything good. Not rap. Rap is way too pushy, I feel like. But it's way too crazy too. I mean, okay, some rap, but I'm not really such a rap girl. I just, ugh, don't. And even the beat of it, just, for me, it just doesn't. But anything else than that, um, is pretty good. Um, I also am a One Direction fan, even though they're not a band anymore. But that still does not mean they're good to this day. In which they're truly freaking amazing now. What else can I bring about myself that I can say? Um, I'm also taken, so for my guys in my chat, do not be trying to come for me. Just don't try to. Um, and we've been dating for about 2.5 years now, which is crazy. Um, we will be 3 years on September 18th. And actually, I will show you guys a pic too for all my new people. Some of my current people in here know what he looks like, but for those of you that don't know, um, a pic of him, I will pull up a good one of him to show you guys real quick, so you can kind of get to see. Let's see, I'm gonna pull up a recent pic so you can get a little bit of a visual. Oh wait, I gotta go on. No, I gotta go. Hang on. I'm just gonna come all the way up here so it's a little easier. It's cute. Let me see. We're gonna pull. It's a good recent pic I've got of us too that I can show. Um, give me a second. Oh, too cute. But yeah, so give me just a moment. Gosh, why is it so tricky? Oh my gosh, look how cute we are. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna show. Godly. Gosh, why is it so tricky just to pick a good pick of us? God. Which I show you. Here we go. This is a pic of him, by the way, and actually for those of you who want to know age too, he is 19, almost 20. He will be 20 on June 27th. So literally in like the next 2 months, which is crazy. Can't believe he's turning 20. Like, oh my gosh. But it's also crazy to think that we're turning the baby birds that would age, though. Like, that's what's more terrifying to me. Yeah, that's a little pic of him. And again, if anyone wants, for my new people here who want to know literally um a little bit of the backstory, let me know and I can say in here too. Can you see it? Okay, hang on. Okay, yours is a little long, but I'm gonna try the best I can. Hang on. Not sure. That is the best way I'm saying it. I'm not trying to butcher this, but names are so long to say these days. But if I put a shortened way of it, we're gonna go Matrick. That's the best way I'm saying this. Even if it's like a butchering it, that's me. But we're gonna say the closest I can. Alright? It's just because names get so hard. I mean, not everyone's name, but just certain people. But it's also how you read stuff too. And all the things. But um you read we're but anyway. Um Being's always here in the chat. How are you doing? Um we're both 20, just chill. Person, there's multiple of us in the chat that are all ages here. So of course there's not a whole lot of people that are gonna know how we all are here. But yeah, my boyfriend is only almost 20, which is crazy. Like, it's unheard of to think about. Honestly, but I'm gonna continue to speak it forward and act like I didn't read that part. Anyway, what else? I know. But yeah, those of you that do want to know that background, I'll say a little bit about it. We were high school sweethearts. Like, we basically were really good friends back in high school. And for those of you that want to know, grade, sophomore, we both were sophomores in high school. I was dating somebody else at this timeline, but that person was a total jerk. Like, half half of the guys in that range can be. Not everyone, but just some out of the few can be. Um, and so I was really glad when he and I ended things because even he just was way too much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, nowadays he's more really good as a friend now, but mm, even even my parents can actually tell in him as well. And then after that, I was single for 2 years, so from the remainder of my sophomore year all the way through my junior year and like the first month of my senior year. But plot twist. So, um, for reference, we were seniors in high school when we started dating. And so on um September 18th, it was literally during sixth period lunch, so aka the last lunch period of the day. And it was me, him, his brother, my best friend, and then a couple other friends of ours. And the crazy part was I had no idea this day my life was gonna change, honestly. I really didn't. And so me and a couple of us were coming back from the lunch lines like any other day. Excuse me. Um, and so yeah, so I was coming back one day from grabbing my lunch, which was this day, by the way. Um, and then at one point, I think I was eating, or I was about getting done. I think I was actually eating at one point, and um, it wasn't that long that I was just sitting down all the things, and um, all of a sudden, um, Yeah. So, what was that? Yeah, and so it was crazy. But, um, yeah. So, um, yeah, so we were all were just eating lunch like any other day, and then at one point, and just to give you guys a little reference here, this was homecoming week, y'all. Like this was probably the craziest week, I'm not gonna lie. And y'all can see where I'm about to go with this. So at first, at one point, I think he was my best friend that was like, hey, um, his name's AJ Frozy that wanna know name wise. Um, she was like, hey, AJ has to at is trying to ask you something. I'm like, what is it? Because in my head, I thought he was trying to get my attention about a question or something like that. That was typical. And I go, what is it? At first, and for those of you that are men in a chat, I know how you guys can get when we're asking us out. Um, so at first, it took me a second just to get together, which is normal for a lot of the guys out there. Um, and so after a second of him collecting himself and getting it together, he at first asked me out to homecoming at first, and y'all, at first, this was not even the crazy part yet. Y'all, when I say when he at first asked about the homecoming, I about crazy because this was like the first time I ever got asked out by a guy to homecoming, which was amazing. And then I literally text my mom updating her what just happened, and so she was happy for me. And then a couple minutes goes by, and even I was just overjoyed. And then yeah, so a couple minutes goes by after that, he pops out the question right there. So crazy. But yeah, literally like 2 to 3 minutes comes by and he pops out the question, aka, will you be my girlfriend? And I flipped. I literally flipped out and literally said yes. And oh my gosh, y'all. All of my friends and I were screaming because I could not believe what I witnessed and what just happened. And the fact that my friend, aka my best friend, got to witness, like literally got to witness all that was crazy. And literally that day was like the best day ever. I'm not gonna lie. Me what you are hating. Anyway, but yeah, it was truly incredible and all that. So, um, yeah. But yeah, it was truly amazing that day though. But even each day, I just thank God for him because, like, God knew that he and I were meant for each other, and even he and I are starting to go to church together. I mean, I went to church way before he came in my life, but also knowing that we are starting to slowly go to church together, which is amazing. And I'm slowly helping him get to know the Lord and all the things, and even us doing it together, not just us individual situation. But that's even one thing too. Is it's just I'm just blessed and thankful for him, and so um yeah. Anyway, for those of you who are coming in here, hopefully you guys are doing well and all that. Please be sure you guys are tapping the like button and the subscribe button and notification bell down below so you don't miss any updates on here from things from when I post to when I am live and all the things that are this channel related. Because, I would hate if I honestly would hate if someone missed a lot of the stuff that was out. And, you're like, oh, why did I not get notified about? Well, things that were kind of, excuse me, I'm yawning again. Typical. So, um, yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I'm just so thankful and all that. But yeah, so, um, yeah, but that's just what is going on there. But yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful to God for him, honestly. Welcome back. How are you doing? It's anyway. Goodness. For sure. Man. But yeah. I'm doing pretty good as well. Just been hanging out, just relaxing and all that. But yeah. That's just all that's been happening. Oh, so yeah, that's just what's been happening right now. Oh my gosh. Hey there. Yes, I can tell you that you're new. So welcome. And yeah, for those of you who are just now coming in, welcome. A big shout out to all of you. Especially for a lot of my new subscribers that are just joining. And if you are a returning subscriber who's been here before, welcome back. And hopefully everyone is doing well. And I hope everyone is staying safe out there these days because this generation is crazy these days with people not knowing how to act mature, but also a lot of things are just happening out there that no one doesn't want to have to happen. But it's always good to stay safe out there through any circumstances and all the things. But yeah, Turkish. Oh, that's cool. But yeah. Oh, and looks like I'm gonna need to fix this braid again. Oh, that's just great. Hang on, let me try to put you guys in front of me. Oh, thanks. I very appreciate it. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna stand up just so it's easy to put you guys in a spot while I go to just refix at least part of my braid because it's one to do it to me about halfway. Um, yeah. So that's just what's going on there though. But can you I mean I mean yeah, I kind of can dance, but it's more like normal stuff, but not like professionally. I mean, even though I have done dance, like just fun dance videos, but nothing like extreme on here. But, and right now I'm not even in the best gear as well. But yeah, hang on. But yeah, for those of you that do go back on my content, you can see some of the content I've done with that. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I need to rejoin iPhone. Oh, okay, no worries. Definitely thank you for letting me know for sure. Alright. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let me just um there we go. There. Now we're not like crazy at the end. But yeah, that's one of the things too when you're like me, even though my hair's been growing like crazy these days, there's still gonna be a few hairs or two that are just gonna detach from all that at points. But that is just the reality and all that with everything just staying intact, you know. Um, but yeah. The next thing about okay. Ashwell, first of all, let me say this. Right now it's just me at them. Okay. Let me say this. That is not really appropriate, and I don't even have anyone in my own chat right now to even be doing their job, and it's just me right now. So please be respectful and don't go to and like I said, this is why I do say be age appropriate. Thank you. With questioning, but also I also will say this too, also be age appropriate when you are saying stuff. Cause you do not know what somebody in this chat is going through. And let's say somebody goes to say something that is dumb, but let's say somebody in this chat might have experienced what someone said in here, and it doesn't have to be just me, you know. And plus, thank you, because one of the things on here is I'm not just worried for my safety, but I'm also worried about everyone else's safety in my chat, because y'all's safety and my safety are the first most important thing on this community, is that we're all here safe from just things getting told, you know. And I don't, I just don't want someone to feel like they just had not the best experience in the chat. I want to make sure that we all have a great time on here and not try to listen to someone not talking the right language or even get close to that. Like, hang on, get in here quick. Like, I am 20 years old and I act a whole lot older of maturity than I do. And you can be pretty impressed with it. But I also do not play around with anyone who is gonna act like a fool in this chat. I really don't. So, yeah, so just be careful what anyone does say in this chat, and then you should be good. But for those of you who are doing pretty good, don't even listen to me. Just don't. But this is really just for those who are just gonna start stuff. Or might start stuff. Because you never know what you're gonna do. You really never know. And let me say this too. I'm thankful it's been a good little while since I've had to at least see a comment or two every now and then. So thank you for everyone in here not for not trying to do it to me. That would just be great. Do you do lives often? Yes, I do. I try my very best. I mean, I've mainly been doing them every other day, but there's been times these most recently where it's been like every few days. Just cause either I'm forgetting to, or it's just cause stuff keeps coming up, or I just get busy and just forget. Cause I mean, y'all, I'm an adult myself, and it's one of those where it's like you go through stuff and just do the things. And so, um, especially I do that because right now, especially since I have been doing a lot of I've just been getting help with getting a job, but also um for me that's one thing because y'all getting a job anywhere, honestly, is pretty hard as it is. I kind of do this as like a hobby, as like a side hustle. I don't do it for just payment. But um yeah, and so and honestly, I'm not in a big rush though. I'm not rushing myself to just get pushed like that because you know, that's just what and life shouldn't have to feel like a rush though, honestly. Right now, all I'm just gonna do is just live this moment right now and just live all the things that I'm meant to be living for and not worrying about a whole lot yet until it happens. Yes, exactly. I'm 20 years old. Like I said, right now I'm getting help because I do have a learning disability. And so ever since I was 16, I've tried to get a job. Of course, management will do it to me. But there's only twice, y'all, when I was 19 and 18 is when I got callbacks from like two places, but from like different years. And both of those times I feel like in my own head I feel like went well, but then management they're starting to think, okay, someone could be better than she was, even though I feel like they probably missed out on a whole opportunity. But I really don't, like I said, I don't care on speed right now. I'm not trying to speed up the process right now. All I'm only focusing on right now is me personally and just right now and just live in the moment while I can before it gets too crazy too. Because when you are working a job, that's gonna be one thing and all the things because you're gonna be busy probably half the time doing what you're supposed to and all that. And like I said, I'm 20 years old and I really don't care otherwise. But I also love doing this as like a side hustle just to keep something going. But not really for payment, but just for fun here. But yeah, sorry. This hair tie was being a little cray. But yeah, I will say this. I love how wavy and like tight curled my hair gets after these braids are in for like a day to a couple days. Like, yeah, this is probably the second day that these have been in, and probably sometime tomorrow. Like, probably sometime tomorrow is when these will come out. And honestly, whenever I go to, actually, I think I remember doing this. What was it? Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. I remembered. I remember. No, hang on. No, actually, it was yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah, it was yesterday. Because I went to one of my Bible study groups I'm in at my church that is held every other month. And at one point when I was getting ready, I took both my braids out, but what I just did was braid only half of my hair and then just ponytailed it back. So literally I had all my braids out. And y'all, it looked so cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like it honestly, it kind of gave me kind of an idea if I were to be natural, if my hair were to be naturally curled, which kind of would be cool. Like it kind of gave me a sense if I were to have curly hair. But I mean technically with me though, I do have like a little bit of like a wave, like kind of like a little bit of just of a natural wave in little parts of my hair, but not everywhere. But it does give me like a sense of what I would look like if I were to be a girl that had naturally curly hair all the time. But it looks so cool though. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but um, yeah, and it's pretty cool though to see results when they come out though. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. I love doing braids for exactly, yeah, because I'll tell you, because the results, because the freaking ending results, y'all, when literally you have your hair, I'm gonna have to look at this, I'm gonna have to fix it as we speak. But, I mean, like I said, there's gonna be hairs that are come out of this thing, just because that's just what little short hairs do, is they don't like sticking, especially if, even if your hair is going pretty long enough. Yeah, because even I like it, because it just makes it look so cool. Let me see. I want to see if I still have a pic. So actually, here's one of the pics from that night. Actually, you can see some of it. See, you can see some of it in the ponytail, but not everywhere. But um, it's pretty cool how it comes out. I mean, mine comes out in all different little forms, but that was from that night though. But yeah, hang on. Okay, guys, yeah, yeah. And that was just like little half of it from the last it was out. But I'll tell you, it's cool when it comes out and all that. But yeah, when I was 11, I would put a bunch of my mom's cream in, then do two very tight braids and sleep. It would turn out so good though. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And yeah, right? Like, I mean, y'all can only see like just a little bit. Like, that didn't really give you a full perspective, but that is crazy. And yeah, a lot of times I like to do whenever I go to braid my hair is just like, yeah, I kind of, you know what? Let's just, hang on. Let's go a little bit too bright. I'm gonna refix this and just show you guys kind of what I do. So here I might go a little bit up, a little higher, just to kind of show what I do a bunch when I go to literally braid this. So yeah, right now that's a little bit of the result, but that's like the interesting result. We're not gonna go all the way up, but just a good bit. Probably to where we come up to here. Which will be like that, which looks crazy cool right now. But so here we go. So a lot of the times I like to do is let it go, is braid it like normal, like this, and then pull it. Braid here, pull. and then repeat. Just kind of just pull as I go to give myself that like tight curl look, that little tight wave effect, and all that, just to kind of give it, just to give it some texture to it, but it also just makes it look really cool as well. Here we go. It's one of those when you're trying to get it all hooked. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I like to do. It's just anytime when I go to just braid my hair, just in general, is when each time I go to start to braid, I will pull each, like after I complete one part, I go and so after I pull all three strands, or at least one of the threes, I'll pull, repeat. So it's really parts of starting it too. So it's like, so I take my threes, braid one part, and then I pull, and then do it again. All the way till we get to the very end and tie it. Just so that way, because then it gives me that like tight curl wave effect. Because, if you were not doing that, it kind of just will not compliment. And also, it doesn't really give you that little look too, especially if you're someone who has basically either straight hair or you have straight hair but like maybe with like a hint of like a wave curl to it. I feel like with me there's parts of my hair that are a little bit wavy but not everywhere. I feel like naturally. So it can just vary. So, um yeah. What's my favorite music artist? That's a okay, that's a good question too. That is a tricky one. Out of all the artists I've listened to, goodness, that is a good one. Um, okay, that's really a good one. Out of all the artists I've listened to, um, I'll probably say One Direction because literally their stuff is on fire, even though they literally used to be such a good band back in the day. And I mean, their music is still is pretty good to this day. And I feel like a lot of their songs to me is I can relate to. Um, because I feel like I can relate to my relationship pretty well. But also artist wise, goodness though. Um, but I'll just say probably my favorite artist just in general as well on top of all of them is probably um oh gosh, it's really tricky. It's anywhere between Niall Horan and oh gosh. It's anywhere between Niall Horan to who else was good in my own opinion? See, it's so hard to pick between options. It's like, out of everyone. Oh gosh, who else is a good favorite that I listen to like crazy? Um, But yeah. So yeah, I mean probably with me it's either now Horn or trying to think I don't know or Nate Jonas. I'll probably put that one out there as well. I mean there's some songs by him I like, but not every song. Or Bedtime Rush. Like I said, there's too many good songs by anyone out there that you can list that has good stuff. So that is a good question. See y'all, that's like again, that's another example. Y'all are killing it with the questions and actually using the right examples for it too. Cause there's people that are just gonna not all the time, but occasionally there can be a person or two that will flip tables and just make it the opposite, which is not okay whatsoever. Because, first off, who the heck wants to just hear stuff that is just nonsense like that? Just all the things. Um, yeah. So, like, it's really speaking of parts of air, just crazy. And so, um, yeah. Let's see. But yeah. Let's see. We're just chilling. But right now, though, we're just relaxed at the moment, y'all, and all that. Um, but yeah, we're basically just chilling, y'all. So feel free just to comment stuff in the comment section and just chat for a little bit. Well, can because that's just what we do here as adults. Is we ask things and we learn about each other that way. But also for um all the teens in my chat, we even question as well to even get to know all of us as a community on here, not just as a stream. You know, because y'all, with my channel, I don't see it just as a normal YouTube channel. I also see this as a community, kind of like now, kind of like in person, we all see a group. People is called a community. I literally see it like that, but from here because y'all make a big difference on growth, and y'all just are amazing like that. And that's how a community is supposed to be, is to come together and to show effort to not just me, but to others on here. And we all just can come on here and also just share things, whether if it's experiences or anything. And also, but also we just get to know each other too off bat. And, let's say if I bring up something or if someone in the chat brings up something and you can relate to that, that's one thing. Because, like, y'all, I am, um, oh my goodness, we finally have one of the mods in the chat. Logan, how are you doing? Oh, I'm so thankful we're getting a mod in the chat. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. It's been a minute. It's even been a minute since I've even had a mod in the chat too, so. Oh, that's gonna feel so good for a little bit. But hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing good, you. I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And yeah, for those of you who haven't came in here yet, please make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing if you haven't. But if you have, don't listen to me. Because, that's how we do things here. But yeah, but we're just hanging out though right now at the moment. And so, yeah, um, hopefully everyone is staying safe out there. Because, we don't know what it's like and what's happening right now. Because, y'all, anywhere in the world right now, something could be happening right now without knowing it whatsoever. I mean, mm, let me just pen this real quick so that way we can see what we're doing. Make me a minute. Yeah, it might be taking me a second to. Here we go. See, I knew it would take a second. But, yeah. So, yeah, let's just have some fun and just let loose for a bit. Because, y'all, adulthood's one thing, and we go through everything as adults. So, just all I do say on here, for those of you who are new, please be sure you guys um are acting age appropriate because there's people out there that can totally act like they're not even their age at all. So don't so really for anyone, don't try to come on here and act like for example, don't try to come on here and act like you're 14, but reality you're literally an 18-year-old. Or don't come in here and act like you're 19, but you're 30. You know, all ages. Don't come like an opposite age. Like, for example, literally, I'm 20 years old, and let me just say this, I'm 20, but the way I act, like, I act age appropriate, but some of you can think I'm a little bit older than that because of the way I am mature, because of my own maturity and how I even sound to it as well. Like, some of you can think I'm about 5 or 10 years older than that because of how well I handle stuff, which is, you should be shocked by that. But yeah, it has been a hot month since I have to something to live. Yeah, it has been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've had a mod in this chat too. I mean, I think at one point in one of my last mods I did have one of my mods in here too, but it's also been a minute. So I am so glad that we get that. Finally, we've got one of my mods in this chat, so if we do have to approach somebody, then we will have a lot more better security nearby. And not just me having to worry about it. Because that's just what I do. But also, for those of you who are starting to come in here, I will say this right now. I do have mods on my lives at most times. So if someone comes in here and starts acting out, then they can try to get them out quicker than I can. Because, y'all, I don't want to be one of those people that just does a lot a lot of things at once. And plus with mods, they help me out a big time than they think they do. Because they help get rid of all those people like that. Try to snap those like hands or something a lot quicker than I can mod quicker too, but at the same time it's just helpful and all that, and it's basically a lot more less stressful for me because as a content creator, that's one thing as well, is finding ways to handle certain parts of your live streams to where you're not going to be stressed out a whole bunch by it, but also it will save you a lot. And mods are one of those ways to do it because they are helpers. Like, think about it as security. Think about it as that, but without training requirements. It's like that. Like, you don't have to do, well, no, yeah, you don't have to be in degrees where you can just be in here and just, you only have one simple job, and that is just to every now and then watch the chat, be sure that if someone comes in here and just starts acting like a total jerk, then you kick them to the exit. Because, y'all, my live streams are friendly, aka age appropriate only, but also I try to keep this live positive as possible because we don't need any negativity whatsoever. Because who wants to deal with someone's you know who? Not me. Not me, not anyone else in this chat. Does not. You know? And I mean, all of us adults can agree with that. You know? Anyway, oh, and I do see someone else came here too as I was speaking. So let me look through the chat really quick. Let's see. Let's see. So it has been a minute. Hi, for me, it's the morning. Hey there. I see that you're new. Hi, can you? Yeah, it's totally fine. I'm on here for a good bit. Oh, hang on. I was trying to get the chat. If you said he in the chat, I have. Okay, but yeah. So, yeah. But we're just hanging out, y'all. For me, it's the morning. For me, it's in the middle of the. For where I'm at, it's like middle of the night right now. But yeah. Can I have my Logan? You're being so funny. I'll say that. I'll bet. Oh, I miss that little funniness that we all do. But yeah. Yeah, I can talk in the chat. But I mean, I'm multitasking, talking to you guys while doing all the things and all that. But hopefully you are doing well. And hopefully everyone else in this chat is doing well too. For those of you who haven't been in here yet. Um, but yeah, we are just chilling, hanging out right now. So feel free to ask questions. It can be anything, but just all I ask about questions is make sure it's age appropriate. Don't try to go the opposite. Like don't try to ask anything that's inappropriate or stuff that might sound uncomfortable to some people. Because, I care about y'all's safety and my own safety first in here. Like, y'all's safety is the main priority on my channel is to make sure that y'all are safe in here and y'all are because I don't want to be one of those people that just lets it slide and just y'all don't come back for months because of somebody. you know I just don't ever want that to be a thing where someone gets to a point and they just turn the road pretty quick like that. But all that. If you see my name, I will donate. Holy camels plane. Anyway, but that's just what's happening there. But yeah, we're all just hanging out at the moment. So cool. That's crazy. Anyway, y'all, let's go. We got 9 likes in the chat. Let's keep those likes going. I mean, we've been doing so well today. I'll say that for um it being literally a good point of the night to do it. But yeah, if you want to do it, so um anyway, right now we're just hanging out though, y'all. So yeah, trying to think what else I can say about myself real quick. But yeah. Alright, I'm glad that you came in here. Alright, let me hang on. I'm gonna how can I do this? Put you guys right there for just a second. But yeah. But yeah. So right now though we're just hanging out at the moment. Oh, you know what? I'm also gonna do them really quickly too while hang out. We're just gonna be on the side for just a minute while I grab something from my drawer. Um Sarah's grabbing my jeans out for tomorrow. Just cause tomorrow night I've got kids I'm working with, so it's one of those. Um let's see. I'm putting my jeans right here. Just to show all of it. And you'll mind the dark part for just a minute. So you'll just mind that for a little bit. And I also need to grab better parts of my jewelry out too for it as well. So that's why even you guys are on here for you all ask me questions in the comment section if you haven't already. Let me here's one of my. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is what I was looking for. I think I'm probably gonna go with this one kind of right here. Do that for. Okay, so I was getting a bracelet option, and now I'm about to grab my earring selection next with my outfit, so that way, um, anyway. But for those of you who are still in here, hopefully you guys are doing well. If you haven't already, let me see. I'm probably gonna do either. Either these or um. I'll do one of these two. What am I doing? Oh, I'm getting jewelry options right now out for my unicorn because one of the things I've been doing for about, well, basically since January is I've been, I don't, for those of you who have not part of this program, um, so there's a program at my church that we have that is also, um, like, all, like there's churches like all state, at least a good bit of states that do this, but it's called Awana, and it's a program where kids ages pre-K all the way through 5th grade all come together on Wednesday. So for us, it's Wednesdays that we all come together during the school year, and all the kids get to learn about God's Word, which is awesome. And so, and for those of you that ask me here, what age group I'm working with, I work with the kindergartners through 2nd graders. Y'all, some of you should be shocked that I'm not saying pre-K, because one thing about me is I love pre-K like crazy. But I don't know, I feel like I heard the Lord just spoke me into doing a group that was aged a little higher. But I have had a little bit of experience of working with kindergarten and 1st grade before because of VBS. And all that, so 2nd grade was a new shot. And I will just say, they're pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's definitely been nothing but amazing. So I've been doing it since like January 7th of this year. And so right now I'm just getting jewelry options prepared just so that way I can have it out. And that way that's one less thing I'm doing tomorrow. On top of, hey gosh. So right now I'm just looking at my earring selections just to see which ones I'm liking. So here, I'm gonna do it this way. Real quick. Like I said, this is also. I don't know. There we go. Compare these. Ooh, these close. Yep, we're doing these. Here we go. Okay, now we have options. Okay, so we already, because for example, I already have my ring out for options, which is AK my promise ring, by the way. Which that ring, I love it crazy. And so hang on. Let me. What? Oh, that's so cute. Okay, then I'll put these up just so that way makes them cool. Okay. Sorry about that. I was getting options with my jeans, like on one up my jeans, so that I remembered that they're there. But yeah, it's a really cool film. But yeah, it's during the school year, so it's kind of like how the school year schedule would work, where um they're off during all the breaks, like spring break, summer break, and Christmas break, and Thanksgiving break. So they're off for like all the breaks and some of the holidays too that might do around that timeline. Um, and all that. Oh, okay. Make sure this is on. Okay, we're good. But yeah, and so it's awesome because I get to see all these kids grow and develop and learn about God's word at a very young age, and that's the best part, y'all, is seeing the next generation starting to learn. Is just to start to learn His word and just understand what some of His word means to them, and then as they get older and they move on all the way up till they outgrow one it, but then they go into, if they decide to go into youth group after that, or they just decide just to go into church like normal and learn more about His word too. It's one thing as well. All right, Logan, I'm very glad that you came in here. I very, very appreciate it a lot. And yeah. So anyway, that's just what's going on there though. But yeah. Wait, is it weird? Just a second. That's up a sofa. But yeah. But yeah. So I'll get up just or mostly I would be doing all that. But yeah. And so I was getting out just my earring options and then my bracelet options too. So that way That way all my jewelry's out, and the only things I really just have to worry about, really just worrying about tomorrow is just grabbing my tennis shoes because y'all, even I wear tennis shoes. It's just because y'all, especially with kids that are, especially with kindergartners through second graders, you never know how they can be. Sometimes, especially in the very beginning. But also, it's not just that, but also you were on your feet for like at least an hour. Well, technically, I would say 2.5 hours, but it's basically an hour and a half. But it's really because it's from like what did I say, 5:45, like 5:45 through like um 6, like the first 15 minutes or so. They get that's like when the doors start to open and the kids all start to get there. Like AK, by the time we're getting there, there's already a bunch of, of everyone already there, which is crazy. Because I leave at like 5:30 every day. Well, 5:30 each Wednesday of Awana to get there. And so, um, yeah. But yeah, it's one thing. But, um, yeah. So, anyway, y'all, um, yeah, that's all I've been doing is just hanging out. But, y'all, luckily, nothing nice happening. Anyway, y'all, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get off live myself because it's 1:43 my time in the morning, Texas time. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get off so I can give myself a few extra minutes just to relax for a bit, and then I am gonna go to bed, but I will come back on live on Thursday. That's the next day on live, but if I don't end up on live that day, it might be after, but you never know, because like I said, life gets busy half the time. So I will be back, um, I'll try to be back on Thursday to continue more. So a big shout out to those of you who came on here tonight and all that, and I'll see you guys hopefully on Thursday.